says if Nita buys a half gallon of milk, how many batches of that recipe can she make? 8 fluid ounces equals 1 cup. I also would like to add, I want to add that 1 gallon equals 16 cups. So, here's what I know going forward. If Nita buys a half gallon of milk, how many batches can she make? Well, in a batch, she needs 24 ounces of milk. So we need to convert this half gallon to ounces, ultimately, right? Which is why we have this, what we're going to end on, so that we can then divide by 20 and figure out how many batches we can make. So I'm going to have, all right, we have 0.5 gallons. 0.5 gallons over 1. And what do I know? Well, if I can get this in terms of cups, then I know I can turn cups to ounces. So I'm going to say, all right, I want cups on top. I'm going to multiply that times 16 cups over 1 gallon. Because there's 16 cups in a gallon. Now I've canceled out gallons. But I want to get rid of cups and turn it to ounces. So now I'm going to turn it to, I have 8 ounces, right? That's OZ. All over what? 1 cup? So cups cancel out. Now I have ounces on top. Now I'm where I want to be. Boom. Multiply straight across in parentheses. I'm going to do that. 5. So I'm going to have, in parentheses, 0.5 times 16 times 8. And if you look at it, guys, I actually just have 1 times 1 times 1 on bottom. I don't got to do anything there. I'm just going to say, boom, execute equals what? 64 ounces. So this means half gallon is 64 ounces. Maybe you already knew that. You could have just gone straight there, but we wanted to prove it. So now I want to know how many batches can I make. I'm going to divide this by 20. Well, I'm going to tell you what does it end up being, like 3.2 or something like that. 64 divided by 20. Yep, 3.2, which equals 3.2. So we can make 3 full batches. Boom. Look at that. That's how you use them cooking. Okay, one last problem. This one's got actually quite a bit to it. This one's a little different because we need to change units on top and bottom. Because watch this. I want to say how many inches per second is 4 miles per hour. Whenever you got to change the top and the bottom, guys, you got to be careful, okay? So in this case, we are going to just focus on the top first. I need to change miles to inches. So let's do that. I'm going to multiply. All right, let's do this. I'm going to do it down here. I've got 4 miles over 1 hour times, and in this case, I want to change those miles to yards. I think that's the easiest thing I can do. Actually, why don't we even go quicker than that? Why don't we just change it to feet, because then I'll do feet to inches. So that's times 5,280. I was stuck in my yards mentality. Feet all over 1 mile. And that cancels out the mile. Now I'm in feet. Now I want to multiply this times. I want to get rid of feet, so I know I'm going to have inches. So I'm going to have 12 inches in 1 foot. Perfect. I've done inches. I've got this taken care of. But now I want to get rid of that hour. So I'm going to multiply this times. Let's see, I know that there are 60, or I'm sorry, I'm going to have to do this backwards. So that since I've got to change the denominator, I got to put the hour on top. In 1 hour, there is 60 minutes. And look, that hour is going to cancel out that hour. But I'm left with minutes on bottom. I want those seconds. So now, what do I know? In 1 minute, there is 60 seconds. That minute cancels out, and now I'm left with seconds. So let's look what we have. If I multiply this straight across, that's going to equal 4 times 5,280, right? Times 12. And then these are each just 1 and 1, so those don't matter. And when I divide, I have the 1, 1, and 1. Don't worry about that, but I'm going to divide by 60 times 60. Boom. And that should end up with, what do I end up with on top? I end up with inches as a unit, all over seconds as a unit. Those are the only two that aren't crossed out. So this is going to be approximately, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's not an approximation. It's going to be 4 times 5,280 times 12 divided by 60 times 60. Ooh, 70.4. That's going to be exact. We'll do that exact. That equals 70.4 inches per second. Good math problem. Lots to do. With that said, peace out.